Yo, we are back, fellas. What it do? What it do? It's a good middle of the week, hump day, Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? We about to kick the last show off of the week. We had a pretty strong week. Came out the gate strong on Monday. Came out the gate strong on Tuesday. And now we're back here live in effect and direct. Fellas, how y'all doing out there?
I'm maintaining, man. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, just a little 3-month checkup. Say I'm straight. Told me I'm fat. Already knew that, so I'm working on it though. So
that's the old man checkup.
Nah, none of that. Just a 3-month checkup. He tell me I need to stop drinking so much. Well, actually, no, he didn't say that. He kind of gave try to paint me as a drunk. I had on my little U.S. Army retired shirt on, so I think he was kind of profiling me, you know.
Yeah, yo, I go to every joint like that.
I like that shit. Hey, real quick though, I go to every doctor, and I hate to get on the race shit this early, but every time I go to the doctor, if I gotta go to the emergency room, I got an Army veteran shirt on standby because I feel like I get taken care of better. That's just me though.
I feel the same way, fam. I feel the same way. Yo, Mark, how you doing out there, man? That snow let up on you guys already?
Shoot, it's starting to, everything is good. Everything is good. I was over at the basketball court today with some of the youngins and, running them through some drills or whatever. Two of them was about to get in a fight. Then Coach OG had to, intervene, let them know, like, look, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it, though. Everything good with them.
Word. So, Merv, how you doing out there, man?
Man, look at man. Listen. This week right here the day and shit has been kind of kicking my ass. So you see this right here? This is a shot glass of a boot. Because that's how it's been kicking my ass. So for me, I got even this motherfucker up. So
Dang.
I'm drinking out the boot shot glass for this goddamn for this goddamn shit right here.
Struggle is real.
It's real.
Listen.
That is real.
The struggle is REALL. Hey, but salute.
Yo,
salute.
Stacks, we having some issues backstage. You see the message? I just want to throw that real quick before I go into it.
Are we good?
I don't see any messages. We good.
No,
the other one. You see it? All right. So I'm gonna kick us off. I'm gonna go back and help out backstage real quick. But I'm gonna get us kicked off first, okay? So for those of you watching, thank you for YouTube. We're on YouTube, also Facebook Live. Thank you. Shout out to Blackjack TV channel 199, Zingo TV. Shout out to everybody out there who's watching us tonight. As you guys know, last week we had a 2-part series. Last week was part 1 to our show. It was the beginning of the relationship. When you make it official. This week we coming on and we're talking about the ending. We're talking about when do you get out of that toxic relationship, or when do you find yourself, they've called it quits. There'll be different scenarios we're going to talk through. Last week we had Merv, we had Mel, kind of giving some feedback from their perspectives. They both had different type of perspectives from just different relationships that they were in. And Mel is back on here tonight. What it do, Mel? How you doing out there?
Hey y'all, hey guys, I'm good.
Hey.
What up?
Yo, thank you, Mel, again for hopping on. Last week you had a lot of people commenting on some of the things you were saying. We had some good comments out there. We had some controversial comments, but it was all love. It was all good. So thank you for coming on here again tonight. We want to kick everything off with you and Merv, of course, so you guys can kind of talk through some of the things that you experienced being in a relationship, and also being able to just talk through some of the things that you can probably share for those who out there that might be going through a relationship that might be semi-toxic, that they want to figure out how do I get out and when do I walk away from it and how do I keep on moving. So without further ado, Stacks, I'm going to kick it over to you. I'm going to have to go backstage and get some things tightened up. And let's make this thing happen, fellas and ladies.
Well, if we already haven't said it, welcome to the show. And guess we could just get this thing going.
Hey, Sean, you gonna leave already?
I had to go backstage, Merv.
Well, leave, nigga.
Y'all good. Keep on going. Don't worry about me. Keep going.
And Merv and Mel, y'all go ahead and kick us off.
Well, I got a goddamn question. I'm not sure how I feel about Sean, and then your ass talking about we're gonna let Merv and Mel lead off toxic relationship topic. Like we the only motherfuckers that ever been in a motherfucking relationship, or like none of our relationships fucking last.
That's
or
clearly
like,
not why.
What?
That's not why. But continue.
Okay, well, let the fucking public know. That's not why.
Hey, I don't know what to say to that, man. Just keep going, man. Like Freeway say, keep going.
Well, I tell you, it's always your own people. Mel, what's up?
What's up, Merv? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Mark, what's up, man? What's up there, Bubba?
Chilling, man. Can't call it. Everything good though.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And Stacks, before you get in your feelings, talking, ain't nobody ask you how you doing, nigga. How you doing, nigga?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing awesome, man. I don't want no problems, Merv. Not tonight. I don't want no problems, man. So I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, Merv.
I got the shot glass boot for your ass now. I'm kicking motherfuckers today.
Merv, hurry up and take your shot so we can get this started.
I drink and talk.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Your toxic relationship. When did you know you needed to get out of it?
Yeah, let's swing right out the back. Yeah, go ahead. Let's get into it. I like it, man. Put his ass in live from Front Street. We have Marvin D.
Come on now.
Whoa, nigga, not my government.
Oh, my bad, Merv. Light skin Merv. I mean Merv.
Boy, I tell you, goddamn rat. Hey, listen. That's why I'm glad she talking about finish that shot, and she gonna ask me a question like that. I need to have this shit to drink, to sip on this motherfucker while we talk about this shit. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I'm gonna talk about the real bad one. Hold up. I think I only had one bad one. Let me think. I only had one bad one. When did I? Hold up. Would you ask me? I've been drinking.
When did you know it was time to get out?
So that's a complicated question, right? That's a loaded fucking question because I knew it was time to get out. Whoa! Oh, spotlight. Y'all like that?
Yo, why you like this? Who made you like this?
Hey, listen. The crazy shit is, I knew it was time to get out that motherfucker. 3 years before I got out, due to other circumstances. We're gonna dive into it throughout the show, but I knew when I realized that we really didn't have anything in common, and we were just like they was on a love-hate relationship. You know what I'm saying? They want to argue and fight like cats and dogs on Monday, and then on Tuesday, hey baby, want some breakfast? No, you tried to kill me last night. How the fuck you gonna try to offer me some fucking breakfast this morning? Like everything all right? No, I don't want no fucking breakfast. You might have poisoned it. No. But that shit was damn. Hey, Hyson, you got Mark head is missing.
Oh yeah, the damn logo and shit.
I got you.
But when I realized that our communication level is just totally fucking different. Like I don't like to argue. We could talk about it, but the minute that decibel reach a certain level, my conversation is done. I'm looking at you like fucking Kevin Hart. Are you done? Are you done yet? You get the blank stare until you finish making yourself look like a goddamn fool. But you know what? I think I'm a simple nigga. I think I'm an easy nigga. Like I'm big on appreciation. If you can appreciate me and you can fuck me, man, I'll probably stay with your ass. I'll probably stay with your ass longer than I should. But after I realized the appreciation was at left, there's some of the fucking that left too.
Hey Merv, could you real quick though, could you expound a little bit on what you mean by appreciation?
Oh, ew. Well, I had to drink out my shoe. Appreciation, like, like just simple shit. Like, if I'm coming home, if I'm on my way home coming from work and shit, you made something to eat, and you're like, yo, you want something to eat? want me to fix you something? Or you already ate? Just something as simple as that. Nothing major. Just the effort. The effort in your. Just. Let me see. Let's see.
You're talking about the effort that we put into caring for our men. So I do want you to know that when we stop putting in effort, we're ready to go too. Just so you know. When we start giving you good loving, when we stop appreciating you, we want the relationship to be over also. And that's just our way of saying we want it to be over without physically saying those words.
Now, hold up. Now, we do have some motherfucking females that communicate through violence.
Yeah. Yes.
So
indeed.
I can't just, some of what you said is correct, but all right, so we got some females that, all right, so I was told one time that a female out there in the past that how she operates based off her past relationship. If I had just slapped her if I just slap her one good time, we would have been still together happy.
Nah.
Nah. That had to been jokingly. I don't know anybody that's condoning CDVs. There's a lot.
Hey, yeah, y'all don't be all technical. We on here we bring the real. We talking real shit. But you have some females that like they like to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's part of their like. All right, for example, since high school, I've never argued. Like I don't argue. So ever since high school, when females starting to get a little extra, I got two famous words I tell their ass. Calm down.
He do that shit to everybody. He do that shit to everybody.
You even tell me to calm down and I feel some kind of way. So, do not tell a woman to calm down. Okay?
He does it. That's his go-to as well. That's his go-to.
Oh my gosh.
Since 96. Now, I was told by females that me telling them to calm down makes them more upset than me going back and forth yelling and fussing with them. And I was also told in that same content that a lot of females feel if you're arguing or you taking time to argue and fuss or maybe curse them out, that you care about them. And that shit is crazy.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
And Merv.
That is toxic. We want you to care, but we don't want you to argue. We don't want you to ignore our feelings. We don't want you to ignore what we have going on. So we don't want to necessarily want you to argue with us, but we want you to validate how we feel. You may not feel how we feel, but we want you to understand where we're coming from. That doesn't mean we want you to argue with us.
Well, let me ask you this, Mel, because I'm not the arguing type. You could be sitting there yelling your head off. And I'm just going to be looking at you. I'm going to just be looking. I'm going to be listening, but I'm not going to have no reply because I'm not the arguing type. From what I heard, some women get livid when there's a situation like that because you could be saying this, that, and the third and yelling and calling me everything but a fucking child of God. I'm going to just sit right there and just look at you like this. Okay. All right. So is that a situation where you're feeling like he don't care or he just ain't trying to deal in drama?
Well, you have to understand how your partner chooses to communicate. I'm not a yeller. I'm not an arguer. I hate to argue. If I have to argue, I'm going to walk away. I spent 4 years in a marriage where all I did was argue. So when I came out of my marriage, I told myself, I refuse to argue. It is what it is. If you want to sit there, if you want to yell and scream, if you don't want to come to a common ground and communicate like two human beings, then we don't have anything to talk about. And so for me, I don't argue. I'm just not going to do it. I will walk away before I have an argument with anyone because life is too short. My blood pressures, I can't take it. And so, but based off of what you're saying, it's not the argument. Like, we just want you to understand where we're coming from. We want you to empathize with how we feel. You don't have to argue to do that. We just want to have some type of mutual understanding. And I think you have to know how your partner wants to communicate, or what your communication level is. If you know you have a partner that likes to argue and likes to yell, then you want to pull back and let them do what they need to do. Let them say what they have to say. You got to approach it in a cool, calm, and collective way. You got to be able to balance each other, because nothing's going to happen. No resolve is going to happen when both of you guys are going back head to head. So again, you got to know who your partner is. You got to know how they prefer to communicate. Me, for one, I don't argue. I walk away. You can argue with yourself. I don't have the time or the energy.
Okay.
I like it.
Definitely. Yeah, that works. That actually works. No arguing. You know what I'm saying? No arguing.
Okay.
Shoot.
All right, so I'm pretty. All right, so we got.
Damn, you good?
Huh? You know what? I ain't. Hold on, let me drink.
Damn.
All right, nigga, why you said something before? I could have been took that shot of Remy. Did I tell you I'm drinking Remy? I don't know if I told y'all that, but I'm drinking Remy.
Okay.
Congrats.
Thank you.
No.
When the Remy in the system, ain't no telling where you. I digress. All right, so. All right, let's get into some. Let's really get into this right here.
All right.
How many of y'all have? Do any of y'all have any relationships that y'all regret staying? Regret staying longer than you should have, like, and why? What happened?
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, this type of toxic, I wasn't even ready for. Everything was cool. Everything was cool at first. Like, normal toxic to me is like, I don't know, like she try to fight you, or she try to stab you or something to come up.
Damn,
wait, hold on.
That's normal.
That's normal for me.
Wait, hold on, time out. Okay. Nigga, you said that's the normal toxic?
No, I'm saying.
No, hey, I want to hear this. Keep going. Hey, keep going, Mark. I want to hear this shit.
You gotta understand that's the type of relationships I was involved in, coming up. But it's just like, I mean, it's different now. You get older, you learn some shit, you move on. But this relation, like this one relationship, this toxic, I wasn't even ready for. This was like some psycho shit. So let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you, and listen. Everything was cool. She was a little different than what I usually go out with, right? I mean, she was like super smart. She's like a doctor and shit, you know what I mean? Or she was in school to be a doctor, you know what I mean? Good ass job, all that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I always had, I had women who make money, but I mean, she was like smart, like, all that shit, right? So I'm just like, all right, cool. So she had to go to this thing for her job, right? And she was just like, yo, can you go with me? Like one of them things you get, on your suit and tie and all that shit. And I'm like, I ain't feel like going, but like, fuck it. All right, I'll go. So end up meeting, the lady who runs the company she worked at, right? And she cool. And then I met her husband. And her husband, is an engineer, right? But he's like a car enthusiast, and so am I. So we just talking about the dynamics of cars and shit like that. And I'm like, when you know about cars, you got to know something about engineering. So I study a little bit of this shit in school. So she's just kind of like eavesdropping on the conversation. And, we just kind of going back and forth and all of that, right? So like we're in the car, rolling back to the crib. And she was just like, yo, I didn't know you knew all that and whatever. And I was like, I know a couple things. I wouldn't call it like, nothing like that. I mean, I know a couple things, but it ain't nothing major, whatever. Like, some shit I just downplay in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I just like, I am who I am. But anyway, she, we just started talking like, just about engineering and just about, like art and shit like that. And I was just telling her my, shit that I knew. And I don't know how we got on it, right? But we go back to her crib and she's just like, yo, she was just like, I seen this chessboard that she had, right? I ain't seen it before when I was over there. And she was like, do you play? And I was like, a little bit, I was just like, nah, a little bit, not really. But we ended up playing though, right? And I beat her. You know what I'm saying? And then Yo, but here's the thing though, right? She knocked like the whole chessboard over though. She knocked the shit over like mad as shit. And then stormed in the bathroom and slammed the door. Like, I didn't know what the fuck that was about. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the hell? I'm just like, yo, you know, it's just a game of chess. You know what I mean? How you know how to play? How you know how to play? I'm just like, look, the reason I even took up the game, I'm like, my favorite show is The Wire. They talked about playing chess on The Wire. There's a boy who I knew from jail, you know what I mean, who played chess all the time. He taught me how to play. How's he know how to play? You know what I mean? He was in jail. I'm like, well, shit, when you in jail, you got time. You know what I'm saying? You might as well take up something productive to do, so fuck it. So she kept trying to play these fucking games like Dit, Scrabble, all this other shit. And I would beat her in that shit too. And she just got so mad. And she would just get mad about shit like that, trying to challenge me on my, you know, like, just like, you know, if I'm smart or some different subjects or whatever the fuck. Like, and that shit just got annoying, you know, so I just like left her alone. I just stopped answering her calls, all that, right? And then, yo, she was really trying to stalk me and shit. Like, yo, how come you know what I mean for you? I like, yo, listen, you act crazy, man. Like, this ain't even normal. I'm like, you can't take no L. Everybody take a L, yo. Like, you can't take no L. So I'm just like, I ain't like that shit, man. So I'm like, get away from her. For real.
You were supposed to let her win.
What?
You were supposed to let her win at least the first game. What's wrong with you?
She gotta learn. She gotta learn. Like Bernie Mac said, she gotta learn.
Hey,
Shit.
hey, but real shit, Mark. When you started telling that story, I felt like I was Furious Styles off Boys in the Hood, and you was Trey. I was like, I just felt like you give me some bullshit.
I mean, but it's like what the fuck?
So hold on, nigga, hold up. So it bothered you to deal with a female that got upset for losing, but if that motherfucker pull a knife on you, you ready to fuck?
Yo, listen. Right? If she pull a knife on me, it's probably because I was just talking shit. Or yo, I told her I was gonna be there and I ain't show up till hours.
That's very minimal for pulling a knife. Just so you know.
That's normal. Like if
that's absolutely not normal.
I'm like, look, like yeah, I'm gonna be there maybe around 10 or whatever, but I'm gonna stop and get a drink with the fellas real quick, and I'll be over there and I don't show up till 2. All right, and she tried to stab me. Okay, cool. It's warranted. That's warranted.
Yo, hold up, Mark.
Listen, you cannot tell a woman you're going to show up at 10 and show up at 2 a.m. You should have just not come.
I said I might be there at 10.
Okay, I might be there till a woman is, I'm going to be there.
Hey, you know, hey, hold up. First of all, there's 2 points to this shit. Mark, you're fucking nuts. I don't know if anybody told you that before, but I'm telling you, I'm going to help you out. You're fucking nuts. And 2, that's why, listen, when a female asks me a question, I never give a definitive answer. Hey, Merv, when you coming back? Later.
What?
Time? After 7. You're like, close to 7? I'll be back before morning.
Terrible.
Hey, listen, terrible. You gotta give. Listen, you can't give.
It's poor communication.
That sounds specific. No,
this plausible deniability shit.
Hey, listen. What did she just say? You can't say. What did she just say? A woman with her is only gonna hear 10. She just said that shit. A woman is only gonna hear 10 o'clock. So when you say you can't say that shit, you gotta be very vague. So when they're exactly, and they're gonna look at their watch and look like, I thought you said you was coming at 7. I said no, it won't be. I said after 7. You can't give a time. You go, look, when you coming back? I'll be back later tonight. All right, baby.
Yeah, you give a specific time. You hear Siri set me a alarm for 10 o'clock. That's what you gonna hear on that motherfucker, because they will be counting down the time, and don't be a second late.
Yo, but I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy though, for real. Like when a chick say, "Yo, I'm gonna come up to your job," that's when you straighten all the way out. Like, yo, that's one word. Those some words you never want to hear. And I mean, I've heard them twice in my life. Yo, I'll be down there in a minute. Wait a minute, hold up.
Hey, hold up.
This is where I
Mark.
get- this is where I
Hey,
get
you
the
know what?
money at. Wait a minute, hold up. No, we can't do that. We can't
Mark.
play that type of game. Hell no.
Mark, I thought I was bad, but I've only been in one. But I think you've been in several abusive relationships and I didn't even know it.
I have to ask a question though. So I mean, I don't think we already covered it, Murph. You might have expounded on it a little bit when you were talking, but what is the tipping point when you know you're in a toxic relationship, right? And what is the actual tipping point to where you say, you know what, I got to get out? Not only that you got to get out, but what is the proper exit strategy when leaving a toxic relationship? Because Mark, it seems like you just gonna get stabbed regardless. But that's what I really want to know.
Jeez,
But hold up,
it's a lot of different ways.
Hey, but Stacks, you would I think you went. You skip a couple of shit. You skip a couple of shit because we need to talk about when do we realize that we're in a toxic relationship, or when do we realize we're in a bad relationship? Because I think a lot of times people are in a bad relationship or a toxic relationship, and they don't realize they make excuses for the opposite, for their partner. And a lot of times, they tell themselves, well, as long as I treat them good, then they're gonna reciprocate. I'm just okay. They got upset. Well, that was my fault. I should have did this, and we make excuses for ourselves on why our partner is acting out of control or acting extra or being toxic or just treating you like shit. So a lot of times you don't realize it.
You mean identifying that you're actually in a toxic relationship?
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mel. You was gonna say something, Mel?
I think that for women, we know when we're in a toxic relationship, we just have hope that the situation is going to change. And so when we have hope that the situation is going to change, we hope that, if we're the last woman standing, they're going to choose us. We hope that that they're going to change. So women know, we know, when we talk to our friends, I know you talk about keeping your relationship to yourself and, respecting the sanctity of what you have going on. But sometimes you do share with your friends, and your friends will tell you in a minute, that shit ain't right. But we don't want to realize that. We don't understand that because, again, hope will make you stay way past the time that you're supposed to leave. And when you know that you're losing time, you're losing sleep, you're losing energy. I know I started losing the hair on the back. I lost a patch of hair on the back of my head and that's when I knew that it was time for me to exit the situation that I was in. When you get, when you're getting beat down, when you're sitting next to someone, when you're laying next to someone and you still feel lonely, that's when you know it's time to go because you can't get back time. That's the one thing you cannot get back. And life is so short and life is so precious. So to answer your question, my exit strategy is cold turkey. When it's time to go, it's time to go. I'm going to change my number. If I put a for sale sign on my front lawn, I'm canceling the mortgage, canceling the lease on the apartment. Like, we don't need to have any ties, any deals with each other. I'm good. Let's go. I'm out.
Hey, okay, I like that, Mel. I'm gonna give some input real quick, and the fellas, to let me know if you agree, because all of us are around the same age bracket. We're 40 or pushing 40. Murph, you just turned 40 last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and I think we all can agree when you're in your 20s and you got them toxic relationships, them shits is fun, them shits is exciting, and like if your tires get slashed, you can tell your homeboys, yeah, I'm putting it down like that because she slashed my tires and bust out my windows and stuff like that. And I mean, but as you get a little older, you ain't really with all that bullshit, man. You ain't with the arguing, you ain't with the fussing and fighting, and you're just not with it anymore. And it's really, I think it's easier to identify when you're older if you're in a toxic relationship versus when you're in your 20s, because you simply don't care when you're in your 20s because you basically out there, just doing your thing. But once you get a little older, from the male side of it, Mel, I think when you get a little older, because I think male or female, you start to lose patience the older you get. So you tend to not want to put up with a whole lot of shit So you're more apt to say, you know what, this shit is toxic as hell, and we might want to even try to work on this together, or you know, one of us, or I might try to plan, you know, like an exit strategy, because that shit is what you say. I really feel what you said as far as when you with that individual, and well, it ain't my situation, of course. I'm going on 19 years strong out this motherfucker. But when you lay in a set next to somebody and you still
We ain't
feel,
talking about that
I really
now.
felt that he's a hater. See, Sean, this dude is a hater. He hates on the street. Yes, 19 years this year.
He hates your happiness, man.
I would have to ask, like, yo, like, why would you want to be in a toxic relationship like that? You know, when you're not in your 20s. In your 20s, that shit cool. But it's just like,
Yeah,
yo,
absolutely.
Hey, wait, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
man, you
I
get
need y'all
older,
to
like,
stop these
that shit ain't
games.
cool.
Listen,
Like,
I
nah,
can't-
No.
listen.
Toxic relationship is not cool in your 20s. Like you should
was.
get like
No,
slash your
no,
tires.
no. But
Hey,
you know what? I think it's cool just from this standpoint, right? It's like you laugh with your friends about all the crazy shit you done went through. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean, when you get older, you get to laugh again. Like my homie had his whole navigation system ripped out his car. Like, yo, that shit was funny as fuck to me. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like, you know, this happened in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? You get to laugh
Hey,
But
about
let's
it.
talk about it. Let's talk about this real quick. 1 second, real quick.
Let's
So when
talk
you
about
go
this.
through when you go through a toxic relationship in your 20s, when you get older, do you not have reservations from the things that happened in your 20s? You don't carry that over to like your 30s? You don't think
Hell no.
you don't have
No,
any residual effects from those that toxic trait or that toxic relationship? You don't hold things against women.
No,
I mean,
now,
I'm just
I would
asking
say-
a question. I'm asking a question.
But I would say no. I would say no because of growth. Because we all grow, you know, because of growth. Like in my 20s, between when I got divorced from my first marriage, between that time and when I got with my wife, like I lived for that toxic shit. I really didn't give, like, I mean, you go in a club, you got 4 or 5 that you're dealing with in the club. You want them to go at it and all kind. Like you don't mind
my
getting
God.
a drink thrown in your face. Like, I'm just saying this is what it was back in my heyday when I was. I mean, I didn't care. It was excitement. You got props for that shit.
Man, we crazy in our 20s. We crazy.
Hey, hold on, wait. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Something? Stop. You lying motherfuckers, you. Listen, I disagree with all that shit. I ain't never dealt with a motherfucker that was toxic. And now, me dealing with a toxic female never made me feel like, yo, my dick game strong. No! I never felt that fucking way. The only time
Well, I'm so damn sorry to hear that. Shit. I'm telling you, myself. I'm telling you, hold on, you can't tell me how you want me to feel. Continue though.
This motherfucker crazy. Talking about, yo, listen. The only time I end up I only end up in one relationship that could be toxic or fucked up, and that shit was off a fucking rebound. That's the only reason. It wasn't off no fucking me being in my 20s. It wasn't me being like, yo, I like that shit. Yeah, y'all fight over me. Nah, fuck that. I don't like drama.
How old were you?
Yo, when?
How old were you?
When, nigga? I said when. Nigga, I'm 40. You got 40 years of that. Which year, nigga? I'm 40.
This toxic. Hey, calm. I'm gonna use your words. Calm down, son. This toxic relationship that you're speaking of, were you? It wasn't in your 20s, was it?
It was in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shut the fuck
but
up.
It wasn't,
I can see that.
But it wasn't from. It wasn't from me. Damn. Oh yeah. Hey, go keep my car. Y'all go get my dick card. I'm gonna fuck you real good.
What? Yo, so I have a question.
That's it. Like, Sean, you hear me talking?
Yeah, but that's why I jumped in. That's why I jumped in.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Shit.
Grief.
I was wondering when you was gonna intervene.
Sheesh. You know what I mean? I don't know. Mark was talking or Merv was talking. Oh, everything's good backstage. We're good now. So thank you all for the patience. I got a question for Mel and I got a question for Merv, and I want to hear y'all perspective on this. Is it a situation where I know we're talking about having a toxic relationship and we're talking about the different levels of that toxicity, right? Because Mark talked about getting stabbed up and getting shanked and all this good stuff.
And that shit was
that turns
horrible.
him on. He stays a part of that. Is there a part of that toxic relationship where it's more of a mental abuse, where you don't know what's happening until you get to the point where Mel, you said earlier, you said that patch of your hair was missing because of the stress level. When does it get to that? How do you allow it to get to that part? Is there parts of you that's saying, you know what? Last week we talked about the beginning, right? You was infatuated with this person, everything was going lovely, and this person started changing piece by piece. By the time you figure out they change, you're so deep into the relationship that you are accepting that level of toxicity, right? So my question for you, Mel, when was that turning point where you start realizing like, yo, I'm really in a messed up situation. I need to change that.
So listen, I'm not even gonna lie. I knew from day one.
Okay.
I knew from day one that it was a toxic relationship, but I'm an overachiever in every area of my life. So I did everything I could to make that situation work. I tried to make it work. I, went through counseling with that situation. I'm exhausted all options. I had kids in that situation. I didn't want my kids to grow up, my child to grow up with, being a single parent household. So I knew from day one that that situation was toxic, but being an overachiever, not wanting to seem like that my marriage was a failure, that I failed in what I set out and the sanctity of God. But as I moved into that situation, again, I knew it was toxic, but I tried to hold on to it. I tried to make it work. And when it started to affect my health is when I had to hurry up and jump out of that. And so again, like we know when we're in a toxic relationship. I don't think it's mental abuse or, physical abuse. We know deep down in our hearts that this situation is not
There you
good.
go, Tina.
Damn, Tina.
They're not making us feel the way that we should feel. I think that it's all about your self-esteem. When you stay in a toxic relationship, how you feel about yourself as well. But in my situation, I didn't want to seem like my marriage was a failure. I didn't want it to end because I didn't want it to fail. So I tried. I exhausted all options. I knew that at the end of the day, I wanted to say that I did everything I could to make that marriage work, even though I knew it was toxic.
So you said a key thing. You said you saw it in the beginning and you kind of ignored it, and it just pretty much got bigger as the relationship.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Can you still hear me? Can y'all still hear me?
I ignored it. Absolutely.
Okay.
I ignored it. I knew.
Okay. So Murray, my question for you is the same thing. In your situation, did you see in the beginning, like Mel mentioned earlier, like she saw hers in the beginning? Did you see in the beginning and you kind of ignored it because you was already kind of like, this is the one, and I'm just going to ignore that little sly remark she made or that sly little thing she did. I'm just ignore that. What was your take on that side as well?
Man, so my shit, everything with me is complicated. It just wasn't. So all right. So I had a college sweetheart, right? So the toxic relationship, I knew the female before, when I was in college. I met them when I was in college. But I ended up getting engaged right after college. About 6 months, I think. 6 months to a year after college, I got engaged to my college sweetheart. Cut everybody off. Changed my phone number and moved from Columbia. Nobody knew where the fuck I was at. It was only like three people in the world knew the fuck I was at. Like I cut everything off. Any females I was talking to or whatnot, like I cut everything off. Moved to Greenville. Then I get engaged to my college sweetheart. So at that moment when I was with her, that was the most in love I've ever been, and the happiest I've ever been with a female in any relationship during that time.
Oh.
So when the damn shut the fuck up. So when we got engaged too young. We should have got established in life. And when life hit us, we didn't know how to handle it, and that separated us. So when that engagement was called off, I was fucked up. I was like emotionally fucked up. To a point where my boys had to like do like almost like intervention kind of shit. Mm-hmm. So the first females that I started interacting with was the ones that ended up being toxic. But during that time when I was around her, I didn't think about my ex. So it's like I ran into her just to be around her because when I was around her, it masked the feelings of dealing with the disappointment or the sadness and shit with my ex. So that whole shit was a rebound. And with me, I basically told her how the fuck to get me. Because she used to talk to me about the issues I have with my ex. So I'm thinking, yo, she gets me. And even after she do something toxic, I'm like, I made excuse for every time she did something. But I saw signs. But me thinking, yo, this is the one after being hurt with my college sweetheart. All that shit played a factor of me ignoring the signs because it was a bunch of signs. A bunch of signs. Like when we ended, I can't say like, yo, I never saw this coming. Nah, motherfucker, you just ignored this. I just ignored that shit in the beginning. I ignored all the signs, and then what happened was the motherfucker changed enough to make me think that shit was temporary, and that wasn't her core. That was more like motherfucker was just treating her bad. So that's how I end up getting a relationship, and that's hey, what kind of shit is that, Tina? So that's how the fuck I end up getting a relationship. But yes, everybody that ends up in a bad relationship, they see the signs, man. They ignore the shit where they think that they can either fix that person, or as long as they treat them better than their previous partners, then that would be reciprocated. But yeah, we make excuses for the partners that we end up getting involved with, that end up either toxic or treat us like shit, or just totally fucking not equally yoked at all, like nothing in common. When I look back, like we really didn't have shit in common.
Man.
Nothing.
But
I'm nothing.
I'm gonna tell you though, right? Like it's always a turning point. You know what I mean? It's always a turning point in your life, though. You know what I mean? When you stop dealing with the bullshit.
Real quick before you go on. So before when I met her in college, she was she wanted more, and I was like, hell no. Like it was nothing about her that I saw a long term with, because it was like we just wasn't compatible. You know what I'm saying? So before I went through that hurt with my fiance, she had no fucking chance to be anything with me long term. You know what I'm saying? It was an understanding, if y'all know what I mean.
Who's understanding? Did she understand that, or you understood that? Which one? Whose understanding was that?
Oh no!
Talk to
very
him.
much. We got an echo. Hey, it was very much mutual. it was very much mutual. But she ended up catching feelings. I ain't catching feelings. It was just still about damn how Mark said, wham.
Yo, oh my gosh!
Wow! Wow!
Yo, it was just
look at Sean's face. Look at Sean's face.
I'm sorry that happened. Can we edit that?
Sean is embarrassed.
That's very much so.
No, but like I said, man, it's always it always comes a time where it's a turning point. You know what I'm saying? So I just like, man, for me, when that chick, flipped that damn chessboard over.
Nigga, we going back to this shit?
No, but I mean, but seriously, that was my last toxic relationship though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Because that shit caught me off guard. So I was just like, it's a turning point. It was that relationship, and then it's just like, after, it was like maybe, I don't know, like a month after that, I was just, just thinking about that shit. And then I started, spending more time with my nieces and my nephews and shit like that. And then it's just like, it hit me. It's just like, I don't want to deal with that type shit no more, man. Like, I'm getting older. I'm like, listen, I can't dodge a chick trying to stab me, too much longer. I ain't moving as fast. So, you know what I'm saying? I just like, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying?
So to Tina's, I see Tina's comment. I
want to try. Hey, hold up. Wait, hold up. Talking about Tina. I already told your ass like 3 episodes
Tina,
ago.
You're right, because they do play the victim a lot. They play the victim a lot, Tina. Listen, my situation, the dude I was with.
Hold that thought. Let's do this. Stacks. What I want to do, let's let the females do their thing, right? We bring Tina, Mel, and Becca on real quick. We go in the backdrop.
Yeah, we do
I
that.
want the three, Mel, Tina, Becca. I think we got Tina in the backdrop and we got Becca in the backdrop.
How am I included in the capping though? Like, what is she
This,
talking
no,
about?
we gotta
We about to find out. We about to find out.
Yo,
I can't wait.
stop
we're
that
gonna
bullshit, yo.
We're gonna give complete autonomy to Mel, Tina, and Becca. They're gonna spill it out from a female's perspective.
Man.
All right. I want y'all to go in. You got 5 minutes. I want y'all to go in, go for the jugular, right? Then after that, we're gonna bring on Mark, Merv,
Listen,
and myself.
let me start this off because I feel Tina because they're talking about you know, we slash tires and you know, we stab dudes, but I was in a situation where my cell phone got turned off because the dude I was with didn't like what I was saying. So my cell phone got turned off. I'm getting locked out of a house. I'm not, you know, you're not speaking to me for weeks at a time. I mean, women, we do things too, but dudes, y'all emotions just as bad as women, if not worse. Y'all can't handle the stuff that y'all do to us. Y'all want to start turning cell phones off. Y'all want to start, you know, locking doors, taking cars. I got my car taken away from me because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all act like we're the only people that get emotional and act out of character, but that's not the truth. Am I right? Tina B. Becca, am I right? Because I know y'all have some stories of some dudes that have done some crazy things. I call it bitch moves. Let's just be honest, because that's how men act sometimes, just like a female. Wrong or right?
Absolutely. I have subscribed to that understanding that I think the male ego is very fragile.
Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, Tina B.
Okay, see.
Can you guys hear me?
And
hey, Becca, we hear you, girl.
Shit.
Okay.
You can hear me, Becca?
I can hear you. I'm ready. Let's go.
Come on, come for them, Tina B. Come for them. Okay, you see how they did us out here? Y'all had me out here by myself now.
I was listening to some fuck shit, okay? Raw and Uncut Tina B in the motherfucking building. Some fuck shit. I was listening to my brothers sounding like some straight ass bitches. Yeah, I said that shit, motherfuckers. And when y'all get to come back on, y'all can say what y'all want to say. But Stacks, you excluded. And Sean, you excluded because y'all wasn't talking about the shit, okay? Y'all niggas act like y'all don't do shit. Let me tell you, majority of the time, what a female does, is her fucking reaction. Her reaction to y'all motherfucking actions. You want to dumb it down, Mark, and talk about a fucking chessboard, What's the other shit that took place before that? What's the other shit that took place weeks or months before that? That shit probably was a buildup. Don't try to tell a story about one moment or one chick that you had crazy moments with. Talk about the other shit where you fucking caused the problem and she reacted. Come on now, I had my ex-boyfriend put ketchup all over my car. At like 12 o'clock in the morning in the summertime. You know, you had to wait till the next day to wash that shit off. By the time, and car washes don't even open up that early, so that ketchup dried on my car, bro. Like, that's some bitch nigga shit. Y'all niggas out here cheating, and y'all expect a female not to do shit? Are you fucking crazy? And then we so crazy but y'all still come back. Why? We so bad and toxic. Why the fuck y'all come back? And I don't want to hear it because we got good pussy. We know. Try something else. So how y'all look? Sitting here talking some bullshit. If y'all played y'all part, didn't cheat, and do all that fuck shit, we'd be great. They say a woman treats a man how she wants to be treated. And then she treats that man how he treats her. Think about what the fuck I just said. Next, I'm done talking.
Oh, Tina said, drops mic.
Come on, drops mic. Drops mic, Tina B.
I'm gonna pick up where she left off. Okay, so I've had this conversation with people many, many a times. Some agree, some don't agree. I feel like there's a lot of times where the male ego is extremely fragile. Like, I think there are, and this is some men, of course, this is not all men, but a lot of them cannot dish they can't take what they dish out. I know plenty of times where men have done things to women that they cannot receive back. And I don't mean just cheating. I mean the lying. I mean the deception. I mean all kinds of other things. So a lot of the times women are the ones who are labeled emotional, when a lot of times we have to end up being the strong ones, because sometimes the man can't handle something emotionally. So we have to kind of pick up where they left off, and that's fine. But to say that women are the only ones that are emotional are unfair, because I've seen a lot of men that really go through emotional trauma over women, and it's because they caused it. It's not because the woman was doing something, it's because they caused it. Now you cannot throw a dart at somebody and then act like nothing's going to happen. You cannot do that. You can't be the cause of the problem and then also be a victim of the problem. You can't do that. You have to pick one side. So if you're going to be the one that has no emotion towards nothing, then do what you do and keep it moving. But if you are going to have an issue with a woman doing the same thing that she's done to you, and then be like, she wasn't shit anyway. Okay, well, you reap what you sow. Karma, whatever you want to call it, whatever you dish out, you bring back, give it whatever name you want to give it. But you cannot do something to someone, they do it back to you, and then you cross talk about she ain't shit. Really?
Listen, Becca, I feel you, Becca. I always tell people, I always told my ex, I'm like, listen, you can't keep dragging me through the mud and expect me to come up clean. It's not going to happen like that every single time. So you're right. Men's egos are just as fragile as ours, if not more fragile. They sit there and they cry to their men, their friends, they cry to their homies about the stuff that they did. But I think that deep down inside, men know when they did a woman wrong. Men know when they lost a good woman. Men know at the end of the day that, they fucked up. I think they do that. Now, will they tell us? Oh, no, absolutely not. Their egos are too fragile to come back and say, I'm sorry, I messed up, I did wrong. I don't think that they have it in them to do it. They would rather move on to the next relationship and hope that the same shit don't happen. But when it does, then what do? They sound like Merv. So that's what happens.
There's a level of emotional intelligence that you have to have. When you're dealing with this type of situation, there's a level of emotional intelligence you have to have, which means that you have to be able to determine your emotion in that situation. And just like what was previously mentioned, like when you're upset, right? A lot of the times you have to be able to communicate even when you're upset. That takes a level of strength and emotional intelligence to do that, because what happens if you'll say something that you may not mean, and then you have to come back and later regret it and apologize, which is not always necessary, because if you had some emotional intelligence prior to that, or if you're able to control yourself even in your anger, you'll be able to avoid those situations. But I think people, when it comes to toxic situations, for men, I think sometimes, and even women as well, we stay, just like it's been mentioned before, we stay in hopes that it works out. We stay in hopes that it doesn't always be toxic, or it doesn't always be so full of anger. But sometimes you have to recognize if it's not working for you, you got to let it go. And now you got to let that pride go. It's no need, especially in 2021 or ever, those of us who are 30 and above, to still remain in a toxic situation unnecessarily. It's way too much going on in the world to still be toxic by choice. It's so much going on right now in this world. And I don't even mean COVID. I mean just life in general will throw things at you at a daily basis. And you choose to stay in something toxic. That's crazy. That is bonkers to me. I don't understand people that do that. It doesn't matter if you want to keep your pride. It doesn't matter if you want love so bad. It doesn't matter if you've been single forever and you just kind of want somebody there, regardless of what they bring you. You have to make that decision for your peace and your mental stability to not stay in something toxic just because. Then you're causing your own drama. So at some point, it's not even a person to blame. It's now you.
Come on, Becca. Tina B, let me ask you a question. Tina B, because
Yo.
you know you get fired up. I love your energy, honey. Let me ask you a question. Outside of the ketchup on the car, what's the worst thing a man has ever done to you? As far as getting back, because they were in their feelings. What's the worst thing a man has ever done outside of that ketchup?
Well, let me flip it on you real quick. I really thought, real quick, I'm about to flip it. I'm gonna answer your question, but in a flip mode. Busta Rhymes. But anyway,
Woo-ha! Got you all in check.
and that was the worst ever, because that bitch took me to court. That bitch pressed charges on me.
God damn.
That bitch had a
Tina?
restraining order on me.
Tina mad.
And the crazy part was, it was all a lie. She was the nigga in the relationship. She's the one that cheated. And because she wanted to prove herself to the next chick, who she had already, this was her ex, and she got back with her ex. And the ex is older than both of us. She was in her 40s, and I was in my late 20s. And she wanted her, if you love me, then do this to her. They called my job. They called HR. I had to go under investigation and suspension. Her and the ex had a whole fist fight. And the ex busted her windshield. And then me and her they came to my house and we got into an argument. She went to the police station and said, I busted the windshield. All this shit, bro. I spent $2,700 to retain an attorney for these criminal charges that was up against me over a lot. Women, I think women, relationship-wise, are the most vindictive motherfuckers. Like, we already on level 10, but relationship-wise, like, yo, you really tried to ruin my life. And if anybody know how a restraining order goes today, back in the day, it wasn't like that. Now you get put on a list, like a registered list. Like sex offenders, you get put on one for domestic violence. And if you are charged with that, you lose any license that you have, as far as like, I do security. So my store license could have been taken away. If you're in the medical field or something like that, any state license will get revoked from you if you get put on this list for domestic violence. And the judge asked her, do you want to proceed with this hearing? They read everything that happens to the person that gets convicted for domestic violence. And this bitch said yes. You lying ass bitch.
Wow.
Thank God for black and white paperwork. That shit got me off. I proved that she lied. When I say, and you know, judges don't take cell phones, but I brought cell phones, pictures, US hard drive, external hard drive. I brought my laptop.
God
Which one
damn.
you want to watch these lies on your
Yeah, exhibit A through Z.
I highlighted
Right.
everything. I showed dates. This
Shit.
boy tried to ruin my life. And I never had a dude go that far or whatever. But there are men out here that do that. There are men that do that. And if you even been to these courts, it's crazy because the couples that got restraining orders on each other will come to court together.
Yes.
God damn.
Toxic as ever, holding hands.
Like, y'all playing. What kind of
This
what
is
kind
to
of
do.
shit
Let's still
is
be
this?
toxic at the
Like,
courthouse
y'all
together.
play with people's lives. Domestic violence is what? If you get charged, automatically 5 years.
Facts.
You lock up a whole bunch of stuff too when you get the CDV on your joint.
Yeah.
My temper.
Yo,
I really
so
did. So that's my answer.
So ladies, y'all went in like you held no punches. I'm sure Merv and Mark in the backdrop like, yo, how I'm gonna come out this. So I'm gonna do the same for them. We're gonna take y'all off and we're gonna let them come back on. And they're gonna give about 5 minutes to rebuttal everything y'all said. Y'all called them weak. Y'all called them victims of their own rights. So
Yeah.
we gotta let them
Call
give
them
them a chance.
bitches too. You should call them bitches. That's what you said, bitch.
You did about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we're gonna do after they come on and give their spill, what we're gonna so I want to do after that, man. Let's keep Mark on first, and let's let Mark go at it toe to toe with Mel and Tina. Then we're gonna take Mark out, and we're gonna put Merv on and let Merv go toe to toe with Mel and Becca. I can't have the 3 of them attack these guys at one time. So
We're not gonna do that.
You know what I mean?
We're not gonna do that.
Entering the ring from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's Philly Mark.
Billy Mark. Yo, boy.
Yo.
Yo, Merv. we're probably back there just doing this right now, wiping his tears. He's like doing this right
Hey yo, Sean, I'm gonna ride out because this shit about to get ugly. I'm gonna take, a matter of fact, I'm gonna take Cuzzo out, and I'm gonna let Mal and Tina get at this motherfucker. Hey, Mark, bro. Nice knowing you, man. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm out too. Yo,
y'all ain't shit. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
So Mark, rebuttal. You got a chance for
All
rebuttal,
right.
Mark.
Listen, this all I'm gonna say, right? Look, I ain't do shit to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, she really just snapped. Like, sometimes a woman just snap. Like, all right, now other females, yeah, you could blame me for that shit, but this chick right here, you can't blame me for. No, I ain't do shit to her, and I don't cheat anyway. That ain't even my thing. I'ma just be like, yo, like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that cheating and all that bullshit. But I'm gonna say like this: you do have a point, though. You know what I'm saying? You do have a point, just not with this particular situation of mine. You know what I'm saying? We do some shit and then be like, oh, well, we ain't really do nothing, right? So I'm like, yeah, I've been there. All right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And then when I find out it ain't cool, you know, and that's kind of the difference, you know what I'm saying, of growing up and getting older and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you young, when I was young, I'm like in my 20s. Only thing I thought was, yo, if you with a chick, listen, just don't cheat, and don't cheat to me meant just don't nail another chick and have your money straight. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can do whatever y'all feel like doing. That's all it was to me. I mean, I ain't even know all that other shit ain't exist. Like, if I flirt with a chick, oh, that's a problem, or you know what I'm saying? You know, like, yo, I'm cool with a chick, that's a problem. It was just shit like that was a problem. Like, I ain't really understand that back then, cause like I ain't nailing them. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really understand that back then, but then now it's just like, okay, I get it. You know, but I was just like, but some chicks just be crazy, man. Sometimes we don't even cause that shit. They just, you know what I mean, for real, be crazy. That's just how it be sometimes.
So you're just gonna attribute to us to being some chicks are just crazy. So we started out that way.
Some
we
is
started
though.
out as crazy.
No, I didn't say all y'all. I just said y'all mean some. That's all. I'm like, man, the dude don't gotta do nothing, you know what I'm saying, for that to happen, but just sometimes that happens. Now sometimes
So
we
you
cause
just
the
gonna
shit.
attribute to us to being some chicks.
Hey, I'm just talking my experiences, yo. I can't speak for anybody else but me. I'm just like, man,
Y'all
but
gotta
sometimes it happens like that.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but y'all gotta bear with me because I am having technical difficulties from day one. I'm listening to the phone and looking at y'all.
I changed my stance,
One thing is
boy. Like,
there's no
what you
audio
talking
on
about?
my thing on my iPad right now, but I hear what Mark's saying or whatever. But at the same time, you sitting there, you picking out one story. I want to hear the real shit.
Oh,
I'm sure the audience want to hear the real
what
shit.
the
You see what I'm saying?
all the rest
Like,
of
I want to
it?
know. Don't
All
tell me
right.
about the little chessboard incident. Tell me about some real shit. But you're right. You know what I don't like? I don't like when dudes be like, y'all been dating for all this time, and y'all get mad and be like, oh well, you're not my girl anyway. Fuck you, me. Like, so we just playing
Yo, that's
house.
wild. That
Girlfriend,
is
we
so
doing everything
wild.
girlfriend and boyfriends do. Shit, we might even have some type of something or account together, and then you want to run with that. Well, you not my girl anyway.
Now,
See, I'm not no insecure chick at all. Like, there are people look at cheating differently, getting a number, all this other stuff. Yeah, people do, but I like to go to strip clubs with my man. Hey, yo, shorty, you want to give my man a lap dance right here? We in this together. You feel what I'm saying? I might be okay to a threesome. But guess what? I got to pick the chick. If you pick the chick, it's going to be a problem. I got to pick her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or some fun shit. But there's chicks that are jealous. There are females that think everything is cheating or whatever. But I'm not. I can only speak for me. When I go out, if I go out with my dude, you want to dance with a chick, go dance with a chick. Don't be mad if I dance with a nigga though. But dude, we having fun because guess what? At the end of the day, we going home together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what it is.
Respects,
I'll tell you on that.
See, y'all men feel like y'all gotta lie or withhold information from a female. Y'all don't have to do that. And y'all need to get that shit out y'all head because it's been like that for years. A woman respects the truth, whether it hurts or not. A woman respects the fact that you give her the opportunity to make her own decision, not you make it for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, even people who not in relationships versus people who are in relationships. A dude holler at a chick, yo, what's up, ma? Yada, yada, yada. I like you. I want to see what more we could get into, but I got a shorty. When a nigga keep it 100 like that, even though he wrong for cheating that he got a shorty, the fact is you gave that other female, the side chick, the option to either be a side chick or walk away. Those the niggas I kind of respect. Now, when you sitting here talking about, yeah, shorty, I like you, this, don't even mention you got a girl at home. Don't even, you don't mention none of that shit. Now you done persuaded the chick, done dated the chick for a couple of months, got her to fall in love with your ass. Then she find out you got a girl because the girl done called and said, why you calling my man? Who number is this? Da-da-da-da-da-da. You being messy and men love to say, I don't like drama. But that's drama and you caused that drama. You didn't protect the side chick and you ain't protect your woman.
Listen, you know what?
So now they done linked up, met each other on the phone with each other. How did she even get the side chick phone number? You done exposed the motherfucker.
Listen, Facebook is Facebook can get you caught up.
No, but
you want to blame the side chick that you lied to, didn't tell you had a girl.
I'm gonna tell you.
Feelings.
But
that shit don't make no sense.
Yo, that's how my
Tina B, look at my face though. Mark was ready to go in on us, Tina.
That's how my man got his navigation ripped out his car. Like, you know what I'm saying, that exact situation. That shit was nuts though. I mean, it was funny to me, but that shit was nuts though when it happened. You know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead, Merv. Y'all mean shoot, because they really ain't really had nothing for me, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think all of that shit was on you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Blame the black guy, right? Just blame the black guy. I'm glad Nino Brown stabbed Christopher Williams in the fucking hand and said never liked you pretty motherfuckers anyway. As soon as the black guy going in there, talking about, yeah, Merv, I think it was your fault, motherfucker. Now, let's get back to the fucking topic at hand. First of all, ain't nobody playing no fucking victim. I told you three episodes ago that I'll tell you every fucking thing, even shit that I did. And after I tell you what I did to contribute to the fucking breakup, you still gonna apologize and be like, damn, you right. That motherfucking girl crazy. That's one. But I can't tell all that shit on national TV. It's too personal. It's too much shit. But and with no shit, and when I'm talking, it was no third parties. I've never had a situation in a relationship with a third party. It was a relationship has never ended over cheating or third party shit. It was always over some other shit. That's two. Now, no, I don't play victim, and I'll tell you if I fucked up. Now, I will also tell you this: majority of females that I only had 3 girlfriends in my life. Between my girlfriends or someone that I was kicking it real hard, I treat a motherfucker good.
Is this after the 2 years? After 2 years?
No, hey, look. Well, first of all, I gotta be treating you good if you fucking me for 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm still your friend after 2 years. Didn't you say that yesterday? Last week?
Yeah. No, after 2 years,
we still friends.
No, after 2 years, then you could get the title.
Okay. So 1 year, 364 days. I'm just a friend.
You're a special friend.
Oh, special. Is that included?
You're in the obituary as special friend.
Exactly.
Right.
My special
Can I sit on the first row or the second row behind the family?
The second row.
Merv, cut it out.
Well, listen. But think about it. If a motherfucker really fucking with me for 2 years, I gotta be treating them good. You ain't gonna stay with no motherfucker that's treating you bad for 2 years out of damn hope. So I would tell you this. Now, I would never say I was fucking innocent in every fucking relationship. Not saying that. But I'm telling you this now. All the females that I dated real hard, I had a title with. Far as a nigga treating them good, I'm in the fucking top 2 or 3, and some of them I'm their goat for like treating them. Now I tell you that shit. Now back to this damn because Tina B think I just be making shit up. So this same person, hey, somebody has some background shit going on, and tell your background people to hush. Somebody got somebody in the background talking. Tell them motherfuckers be quiet. Now, so let me get back to me talking. Now,
we're gonna let you have that, Merv. We're gonna let you have that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
where the fuck this nigga come from? Now, my college sweetheart, I fucked up by not working hard on making it work. I gave her too fucking easily. You know what I'm saying? So that was, I'll take the blame on that shit right there because I fucked that up by not I should have made that shit work. Cause I have a thing like, yo, I ain't about to make a motherfucker stay that don't want to stay. So you know what I'm saying? You can tell me I'm out. I'm like, all right. Even if I want you to stay, I gotta work on that shit. Now let's fast forward to this rebound toxic relationship that Tina's talking about. Oh, you try to make a victim. So I took this motherfucker to. I can tell you a couple of stories. I can tell you the deep shit. I got to protect the guilty and innocent.
All right, off camera.
Yeah, off camera. So, hey, just dating. I took this motherfucker to my 10-year high school reunion. All right. So I'm introducing her to everybody, and I even pointed out some girls like, yeah, I had a crush on her. I had a crush on her in high school and shit. But I'm thinking it's nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they say don't omit, be truthful, tell everything. Yo, I was open, like, yeah, I had a crush on her in high school, blah, 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 blah. So we went to one of my classmates' parties. We're in the backyard. And I said I had to go to the car, I'll be right back. So I went to the car. So when I got a shot of the car, it was 3 of my classmates in front of me on the hood, in the car in front of me on the hood. They didn't come to the meet and greet. So I went and started speaking to them, right? And then all of a sudden, somebody said, hey, Merv, somebody waiting on you. And I turn around, this motherfucker standing in the middle of the street giving me the death stare. So I'm like, oh, Lord. What the? I said, all right, y'all, I'll holler at y'all later. So I walk back. This motherfucker is hot. Like Texas Pete hot. No, fuck that. Like, goddamn hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? She was like, so you left me back here with all these goddamn people, I don't know anybody, then I come right here and you talking to a bitch that you had a crush on in high school? I was like, whoa. Really? You worried about something 12 years ago when I brought your ass with me? And like, you worried about something 12 years ago. That shit led 30 minutes later. Hey, what happened to Tina? Oh, she just left. So like 30 minutes later, this motherfucker's grabbing my fucking I had on like this turquoise button-up shirt and shit. This motherfucker grabbed my fucking collar and shit and popped my goddamn button. And this motherfucker was acting stupid over silly shit like that.
That's abuse.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to take her ass to my brother's house, drop her ass off at my brother's house, then go back to the party, just so I can enjoy my goddamn self. And that's just like one of many stories. But we have to take that shit offline.
So why, when she did that to you, you decided to drop her off and go back to the party, and you thought that was okay? Like, you thought everything was okay with that? You didn't think that she was gonna be even more pissed off once y'all finally got back together?
Yo, check it, right? When I got back, now guy slid into the bed, she's sleeping. Motherfucker woke up like we had a great night.
Can we discuss? Okay.
Hey.
Men, I need y'all to listen. If you haven't heard anything else that was said tonight, and I know that I'm not speaking for every female, but fellas, every problem cannot be solved with sex.
Oh, we didn't fuck. Oh, no. We didn't fuck. What are you talking about? We didn't fuck.
Well, you said you was in the bed and had a good night. I'm just gonna assume that y'all did some. But y'all read scriptures.
No, I'm telling you how crazy this motherfucker was. All I did got in the bed and went to sleep. But when we woke up, she acted like we had a great night. Like when she ain't just standing in the middle of the street, give me a motherfucking death stare. Like she ain't just grab my motherfucking shirt and pop my motherfucking button. We ain't fuck. She was asleep.
So y'all didn't discuss nothing of what happened at all?
And woke up like we had a great fucking night.
Man, shoot, you should have made her buy you a new shirt, yo.
Lord have mercy. Fix it, Jesus.
Yo, her whole mood was
crazy and deranged. Yes, cousin. Crazy and deranged.
Hell yeah.
That right there is toxic as hell.
That's how she operates. It's like, yo, you fight one day and the next day it's like nothing happens. Almost like, y'all watch Men in Black and they damn put that little shit in front of your face and you forget everything. It's like she do shit like that.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's when you have to have a real conversation. You can't just Hey,
you muted.
Yeah, I think she did mute. All right.
You muted. Somebody text her ass or something.
All right, I mean, shoot.
Well, what she's trying to tell you is that's when you have to have a real conversation. That's when you have to have a heart to heart. That's when you have to sit down, talk about the issues, figure out exactly what happened. You can't let stuff like that just go over your head and act like it's okay.
You
gotta hit situations like that head on.
Wait a minute. But if she act crazy, I mean, what's there to talk about? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, she act like nothing ain't even happened. Like, no, ain't no talking. We done. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't let a woman go like that. Like, you gotta let them know. You gotta confront the hard issues. I think that, she maybe didn't want to talk about it. Merv, you of y'all toxic relationship.
Hey, I mean, y'all right, and we had a lot of talks.
But did y'all talk about that though? Like, yo, you ripped my shirt, yo. Like, did y'all talk about that?
Oh yeah, she quit. She has no problem saying I'm sorry, but she said I'm sorry so fucking much that shit means it got to a point it didn't mean shit. It was like she was one of the types like, well, I don't give a fuck what I do. I can hit you with my motherfucking car. But as long as I apologize, you should forgive me.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Can we flip it real quick?
Yeah.
Can we flip it real quick? Can we talk about the shit that we did wrong to somebody? That we did that was toxic to somebody? Can we do that?
Go ahead, shoot.
Yeah,
I've never done anything wrong.
That's a lie.
Go right ahead. Let's hear about this toxic shit.
Self-assessment. We just talked about that shit, self-assessment. But since you brought that motherfucking topic up, you be a lady first, and you tell us what the fuck you did wrong to somebody. And then we go around. Then we're gonna circle.
Hey, go ahead, Tina. This gonna take a while. This gonna take a long time.
You're gonna kind of hear echo. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having technical difficulties, so you're gonna probably hear echo on my phone and here or whatever. But I haven't started
that bullshit.
No, seriously. I know I'm dead ass serious. I have never cheated on anybody in my entire life ever.
We didn't ask you what you did not do. We want to know what you did.
Shut up. But I can own my issue with being toxic. I can own my issue for how I act or how I react.
Hurry up.
Like what Becca was saying, like Becca be like the voice of reason, like, you know what I'm saying? And she did say some real shit. Why would you stay in a toxic relationship? And I am guilty of that. It's like, to walk away, but you still stay. And you stay for something. It sounds simple, but people don't like to start over. It's like I done put in all this time with somebody. I don't want to start over. So I'm going to stay and deal with the bullshit.
You don't want to tell somebody else your favorite color again.
What?
I don't know what that's about.
You don't want to
Anyway.
tell another person your favorite color.
Oh no, I'm crazy. That ain't no fucking secret.
See?
I done already put it in the comments. You see, I done said I done slashed somebody up. Like, come on now, or
But then
whatever.
that's what you did.
But I do tend to test people, and I do tend to poke the bear to see how far a motherfucker will go, and that's where I'm bad at. That's my bad. That's my fault. I do tend to push a nigga, and then when he get mad, I kind of play the victim, and it was my fault because I provoked him. Okay, that's it.
Tell him.
That's my
tell him
confession.
Hold up. Before you get off, tell everybody your zodiac sign so they can understand why the fuck you are the way you are.
I'm a motherfucking Gemini.
Say less. Now y'all get it. Y'all get it now, right? She's a whole two people in one and don't even know it. And who wanna go next with confessions? Who's next with confessions? Ladies first, goddammit. Oh,
Yeah.
Mel.
Oh, y'all just put it on me, put me on the hot spot, huh?
Hey, ladies
Oh,
first. Ladies
hey,
first. Ladies
ladies
first.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm a reactor. I feel like I don't start stuff. I don't start it, but I'm gonna finish it. So I can own up to my toxic behavior. I know that one time, I can't believe I'm about to tell this story for everybody on Facebook Live. My goodness. So like, it was the end of one of my relationships, and I was toxic. I was very toxic. I feel like he moved on. He left the situation, moved out, got his own apartment, moved a young lady into his dwelling situation. I knew that I wanted the situation to be over, but I didn't want him to be with her. So I let him come back, knowing that I really didn't want to be with him. I just didn't want him to be happy being with her. So when he came back, I started a fight and it ended our relationship. So that's my toxic trait. I am a reactor. I don't start it. I'm going to finish it. I didn't want him to be with her, but I didn't want him anymore either. How's that for a toxic trait? But I'm older and I'm more mature. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to let it go, let it burn. It is what it is. If it doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. But me in my younger years, if I wasn't happy, you couldn't be happy either. So, I mean, it is what it is. I haven't slashed any tires. I haven't put sugar in gas tanks. That's what they did back in the day. But, I can own up to that. I can own that, when I'm happy, when I'm unhappy, when I'm hurt, when you've done something, when you've hurt me, everybody in the situation, they've got to hurt also. But when you grow and you learn, you grow and you mature and you're able to communicate those feelings, you're able to say, you hurt me. This is how you hurt me. Then you grow out of wanting everybody to hurt. But I don't want to sit here by myself. Women come in and chime in. When men hurt us, it's like, how do you we want to get back at them? We want everybody in this situation to hurt. You got to hurt. You got to hurt. You got to hurt too, because the pain that you caused me was just it was unbearable. And so now it's like we're in reaction mode. It's like, we didn't cause it, but we're going to blow it up. We're going to demolition it. We're going to bring down the entire building. But, that's when you're younger. When you get older, of course, you grow and you mature and you handle your own issues within yourself. But when I was younger, listen, understand, whatever you did, I'm giving it back to you tenfold.
I agree with you now. I was very revengeful and spiteful when I was younger. If you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. Like, I was so that. Oh, you gonna feel this wrath. You gonna feel everything I'm going through too. Everything you did to me, I'm coming for you. I'm fucking your whole shit up. That's true. Mind games, everything. I'm fucking with your social media, all that shit.
shutting down bank accounts, because y'all know men talk a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Men talk a lot. When you know a man, you can figure out their passwords. You can, your birthdays, the mother's maiden name. You can shut down a bank account. You can close a Facebook account. You can log into their Facebook. I'm not saying I ever did this. You can log into their Facebook, figure out their password, reset the password, change the email address. I'm just joking. I've never done that. I've never done that. But men, y'all, like we learn women. We learn men. Excuse me. We learn. We know y'all's story. We can figure out the stuff that means the most to you. And so, hurt people. That's what it is at the end of the day. So men, y'all gotta be careful.
Yeah, niggas, y'all hear this shit?
Y'all listen, y'all got to be careful. Y'all are playing with y'all playing Russian roulette when y'all messing with a woman's emotions. When y'all are playing with people's feelings, you never know, what their psyche is. You never know what they're going through. You never know what their backstory is.
What's your zodiac sign?
To play with their emotions. You guys have no idea what they have going on, and y'all just think y'all in it. For the skin, y'all getting what y'all get out of it. Okay. But y'all don't know the history of women sometimes. So, y'all playing a dangerous game.
Come back.
She's probably a Gemini. That sounds like Gemini talk.
Yeah, what's your
First of all, I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer.
Shit. That's the worst sign.
Me too.
That's the worst sign. That's the worst fucking sign right there. God damn.
Now, I'm not saying I've done those things. I'm just saying I know of women that have done those things. But that
you haven't. Okay, so sound like you wish a motherfucker would, so you would do those things. That would sound like me. That's just me.
All I'm saying is,
all right, wait a minute.
Be careful how y'all play with women. How y'all play with women's emotions. Be careful. That's all I'm saying, because you never know what the history is of some women. You never know what pent up feelings that could come out of them. So just be careful. Be careful what you do to women. That's all I'm saying. Even over here laughing in the comments, but she know I'm speaking all truth right now.
Becca's waiting to talk, guys.
All right, go ahead, Becca.
Okay, this movie, well, y'all already know. Y'all smart. Y'all can think about. Y'all can think real quick, Becca. Y'all can think about this. A thin line between love and hate.
What about it?
Yeah, we seen it. Yeah.
Crazy ass Brandy.
Hey,
Brandy Webb. Damn.
My life was good until to the day my
that shit was true though. But everybody looking at how crazy she. Wait, Becca, can you hear me?
Wait a minute, I don't know if I can hear Becca.
You can hear me?
Becca got choppy internet.
Yeah, I can't hear Becca. I just see sign language.
Hey, Becca, you got radio.
You looking like a mime.
Becca, we can't hear.
Hey, she got the Boost Mobile. Hey, we got to ignore Becca right now.
A thin line between love and hate. Everybody always talk about how crazy.
Yeah, because he said I love you.
Everybody only talk about a thin line. About what?
Yeah, because he said I love you, and that's what set her off. But you got a lot of females that's crazy just off the strength that you don't have to say I love you. And let me tell you something else. You say be honest and give the female the chance to decide.
It wasn't just that, Merv. It wasn't just that, Merv. He chased her before he even hit it. He chased her. She kept rejecting him. That's his fault. He played with her mind and her emotions.
Yeah, because he said I love you.
He said talk about. He should have never said I love you. Everybody want to talk about her reaction.
Three words fucked them up. I love you. Everything else was okay.
Why she just can't walk away though, Tina? Why you just can't walk away? Here's how I look at it, right? If you get shitted on and you do the corny shit like bleach a motherfucker clothes or cut up a motherfucker Jordans or slash a motherfucker tires, at the end of the day, you still cheated on like a motherfucker after you do all that shit. In your temporary self-gratification, you might get that, but at the end of the day, you still cheated on. So then what?
It felt good in the moment.
It felt good.
Exactly.
I get Stacks.
Temporarily. I'm just saying.
Stacks, you are 100% right.
I know. I usually am.
You're 100% right, Stacks. But my thing. But still, I mean, it's not okay what she did, but it was still a reaction to his actions. If he knew he didn't want to pursue anything with this female, and he got rejected from her, what, like 3 times before she even gave in, when he kept seeing her at the club and all this other stuff, then why? And everybody knows how to go. See, men just have sex. Women have sex with emotion.
Hold up. Time out. Hold up. All right. I get what you're trying to say, but the fact that you
that's why a lot of females pregnant now, Merv. Talking about, I want to have my baby during. I ain't really want her to have a baby. I've never said that bullshit. I want you to have, no, that sounds stupid to me. I want you to have my baby for what? Nah, listen, you defended her, you defended Brandy a little bit too motherfucking hard. I get what you're saying. You
didn't figure out Tina crazy yet? You haven't gotten that from any of the conversation?
Can I fucking talk? I know this motherfucker crazy. I'm talking to this crazy motherfucker right now. Now let me talk to this crazy motherfucker. Now listen.
First of all, you're not gonna call Tina B crazy. That's what you're not gonna do.
Whoa. Hey, Merv,
I sound crazy.
I ain't got nothing. Hey, Merv, you my man, but I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Hey, Tina. All right, I get what you're trying to say, but can we at least admit? I'm talking about Brandy. I'm talking about Brandy. Hold up now.
Y'all only looking at one side.
No, we're not. You only looking at one side right now because I said I get it. Like saying shit like I love you and shit like that could cause a reaction. But can you at least admit that her ass responding so aggressively in a violent way, that's her fucking character, her core?
But you don't know what happened to her in her past. You don't know what she's been through. You don't know what trauma
she killed her fucking husband.
Been through.
She killed her fucking husband, except it was a white girl that he was chasing after, and Dara was chasing after a nappy head. She killed her fucking husband. She said in the fucking movie. So you saw her core. At the core, she's a crazy motherfucker. Because I know a lot of females that get cheated on and don't try to damn put the nigga in a bathtub with a fucking toaster.
God damn.
You can't. Now, let me tell you. Now, you should have said some.
Some shit. All you saying is because he said he loved her. And real, there's niggas, you gotta own that shit. There's niggas out here really deceive women like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. But you also got some women that don't follow the fucking script after you done talk about how the fuck we gonna write this fucking book. I done talk with females like, yo, this is the situation. Yo, we fucking, we enjoy each other. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna go out of town. But this is it. I don't want to be in a fucking relationship. Cool. You cool with that? Can you handle that? Yeah, nigga, I can handle that. I hear a lot of females say I can handle that shit.
Okay.
I can handle that shit. And guess who's the first one to break the fucking rule?
Hold on, Merv. I'm about to back you up on that. How about that? I'm about to high five you on that.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, that is true. Let's keep it 100. That is true. Not all females, but what Merv said is true. Because let me tell you, let me put you up on a secret that y'all probably should already know. That probably is not a secret anymore after all these years. When a female say, I'm okay with being a side chick. When a female say, yeah, we just gonna be friends with benefits, that shit is a motherfucking lie. That shit is a lie. In her mind, she thinks that, okay, I'm gonna just say what he want to hear because eventually he gonna like me, and he gonna fall for me. Let me tell you where y'all mess up at, okay? Let's talk about, I'm gonna keep it 100. Let's start off on jump off. Let's start off on a jump off. A jump off is a chick you call, you jump her, she go home. Right?
Okay. Sound about right.
Now, let's say it's raining or snow, and just one night, you say, all right, you can stay tonight.
Oh.
She thinking in her head, oh, he said I could fucking he done been guilty off me going home for the past 2 months, and he said I could finally spend the night. That's what's going on in her head. Now, the next day, y'all wake up. She about to get up and leave. She don't really want to leave, but she gonna act like she want to leave. So she put on her stuff, and you like, you want some breakfast? Now you just ask. You just ask her, do you want some breakfast? Cause you hungry. and you ain't want to be rude and leave her out. You ain't really want to get up and make her breakfast, but because she here, bitch, you want some breakfast? Because I'm about to make some breakfast. And you're not
right. You hit her with the guns and butter.
Man,
you're not about to eat none of my shit. So you want some breakfast?
Man,
Hold on.
yo,
In her head, she like, oh my God, he let me spend the night and he making me some breakfast. I'm getting in. Yo, the more you eat, that's how a lot of women think. That is crazy. It's fucked up. But I get it. Y'all men be basic as hell with it. It was raining this day. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to eat my own damn food. I don't want to share, so you want something. But in her mind, she look at it completely different because women study.
well, that's her bad.
Hold on.
What?
Women, I said I'm agreeing with you, nigga. Pay attention.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Hey, a
That's what-
motherfucker apologize.
That's women's power, and that's what we take ownership in. They do that shit. That's what they think, and a lot of men don't know what a woman's ulterior motive is. If a female's bending over backwards for you, but y'all just agreed to be friends with benefits, she's lying. She wants you to eventually like her, so she's doing everything you need and you want, so you could change the original agreement.
All the way
Well,
lying. You're exactly right, Tina B, because she's trying to be the last woman standing. She's going to do everything that you want done. She's going to figure out your patterns. She's going to figure out the things that you like. She's going to support your dreams. She's going to support your aspirations. She's going to be what you said you wanted, because at the end of the day, she wants to be with you. So every other woman that you're dealing with, every other woman, she agreed to be the side chick because she honestly feels like in her heart, that if she sticks around long enough, if she does what is expected of a side chick, that you're going to want her, that you're going to love her, that she's going to be the last woman standing, and at the end of the day, you're going to be with her. So Tina B, I absolutely.
yo.
But let me give
Absolutely.
another side to that. Let me give another side to that.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on, y'all. Let me give another side to that, because there are some women that intentionally do that, right? They will intentionally be like, all right, he said he didn't want to date, he didn't want a relationship or whatever, but I'm going to be that woman to change his mind in hopes that, you know, I'm the unicorn in his life. However, there are some women that are down for that, and it's actually the other way around. It's the other way around, where the dude catches feelings and she's like, but you said we was just friends, right? You said we was just cool. You know, we've been friends for 2 years. Hey, Merv, right? And all of a sudden now, you know, after 2 years, now you feel you want to make me, you know, at least your girlfriend. You may want to post a picture of me or whatever. It depends.
Exactly,
but
Curtis.
It's not always like that. It's not always like that. At some point, you have to realize and you have to see the actions of the other person. I promise you, 99% of the time, we can see toxic coming from a mile away. We can see it. If we're looking close enough, if we know that person prior to getting into this situation with them, we will know at some point, this ain't right. This not going to go right. This is going to end bad. I should probably leave right now. This should probably be our last date. Let me not call him back. Let me block him. Let me date his friend. Let me do something to get out of this, right? To get out of it. And it still doesn't work. So at that, who's going to make that rational decision to end this toxic relationship if y'all both in it playing around?
Ooh.
Not the man, because the man is getting what he wants.
I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Don't get caught in no snowstorm with a side chick. Trust me, that's the worst. You know what I mean? Never get caught in the snowstorm. If it's about the snow,
wait.
Run her to the crib or something. You know what I mean? No. Listen, no. When they be predicting like, yo,
quarantined with the wrong person.
Listen, it's bad. Trust me. I got caught in the snowstorm before. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Don't do it, man. If it's about the snow, and even if they say it's going to be an inch, think it's going to be 12 feet. You know what I mean? Y'all got run you back to the crib or something. Call the Uber. Something.
Hold on. Hey, Mark, did that end up being a toxic relationship from that snow?
No, I had to get away from her. You know what I'm saying? I had to get away from her. I had to get away from her. You know what I'm saying?
Did that end up being a toxic relationship? Did that develop into a toxic relationship?
Yo, she just was calling me nonstop. Like, I mean, I had to change the number and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all fuck?
Yeah, I mean, of course that, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, no.
Hey, Listen, let me
Oh,
tell you.
man.
Hey, one other thing that niggas fuck up on, right? In addition to, I ain't gonna say fuck up on, but one other thing that niggas need to be conscious of when they're dealing with a female they don't want to be with or a side piece or whatnot. You can't put your whole dick in them.
Yeah.
You gotta be
This
careful.
conversation just went all the
Hey,
way
Merv,
down.
off. Merv, you're done for the night. Out of here. Get him out of here.
Yo,
Somebody
listen.
turn mic off. Turn his
Somebody
mic
get him
off.
out of
You
here.
gotta go half.
Somebody
Oh,
turn his
man.
mic off.
Get him
You
out
gotta
of
go
here.
half.
Hey,
You
so
gotta
what?
go. Hey, you gotta do halfway. Huh?
You just put half or the tip in.
Well, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
trying to, back in
When
the day,
you
I'm
was
trying
like
to trick them.
12, you know what I
I was
mean?
like,
The
yo, let me.
tip is
I
12-year-old
cannot,
shit.
y'all.
The
I
tip is
mean-
a trick. The tip is a trick. But
That's
now,
what you asked in
yeah.
7th grade. Like, can I put the
Hey,
tip
but
in?
no,
You know
for
what I
real.
mean?
I'm telling
You
you
know what I'm
because
saying?
now, okay, now if depending on depending on what kind of person you are, you can afford to put hole. But if you're a certain kind of person, you can't put the hole because that fucks them up too, and then they forget all about being a side chick and they won't be the one. So that's another thing.
Y'all do know that y'all not the only ones that can give it good, right? You do know there's another guy that can give it good or even better, right? Because y'all think that y'all the only ones.
Come
that
on,
can just-
Becca.
No. Hey, hold on, wait.
We don't want
Tell
it.
him y'all wanting to stop talking just in case.
I'm not saying that. How the fuck did you get that from what I just said? Tina was saying certain things that like you cook breakfast or let us spend the night. So I'll just add to what fuck Tina just said. Another thing that confuses females is you then put the whole dick in them. Like a female told one time, like, yo, it's hard to find good dick. That's one of the reasons why and end up being a toxic relationship and shit like that. I'm just telling you, I just add to the elements of shit that can make a relationship toxic. That might and same thing with niggas. Y'all can't goddamn y'all can't make y'all pussy so wet with certain niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it works both ways. But
Ooh,
that shit can.
I got one. Let's talk about since Merv want to get X-rated. Let's talk about.
Please don't. Let's not get X-rated.
I don't have any more
Let's leave
wine.
Merv there.
I'm all out of wine.
Leave
Okay,
Merv
guys.
on that island by himself.
Let me get a smidget in back. Let me get a smidget. Let me just get one little bit of X-rated. Y'all don't want to be in these relationships with these crazy chicks or whatever. They toxic, yada, but you hitting it raw.
Ooh, that's bad too. That's bad. No. Shoot, because you end up having a baby with that. Oh, you know what I mean? Jeez.
You out
See
here
that?
You gotta
raw.
That's
hey,
not
Mark,
good.
you gotta pull out, Mark. Mark, you gotta pull out.
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
pull
pull out game.
Okay,
Gotta be
all
more
right.
endearing,
Let's
please, let's see. No, we don't want that. Trust me.
All right, let's bring this back to topic.
You crazy? You toxic? She
What?
this, she that.
All this is part of toxic. All this is part of toxic relationship,
Yeah.
Becca. All this shit leads to a toxic relationship because you fall in love for the social shit, for the shit on surface. They got good sex. They may look good. They don't really treat you good, but you like just focus on. They got good sex. They got a nice body. All that leads to a lot of times to a toxic relationship because of shit on the surface, and that's when you ignore the intangibles. Because intangibles is what you really need to look for. Well, a lot of times we just look for the physicality.
It can also be other things. Some people may have abandonment issues, so they may start off just dating you and may have issues with abandonment or being left. It could be a trigger for them, so they hold on to you, and whichever way they want to hold on to you, they do that. So if being toxic and causing an argument, even for you to just stay and argue with them, could be another thing as well. It don't always have to be something physical like that. Just like how we mentioned before about those emotional, intelligence. It could be, and I've known this to have happened, that where somebody may have an issue with always being the one that's dumped. They've never dumped anybody. Every relationship that they've had has been because the person has dumped them, and that can cause an issue. So when they get into a toxic situation, they want to keep that no matter how bad it is, and they don't want that person to leave because someone always leaves them. That could be an abandonment issue that they have, so they can just be keeping you there just to fuss with you because at least you're there.
I'm glad you brought that up because it made me think. another reason why a lot of times we stay in toxic relationships before we finally get to that point to breaking off is you'd be amazed how many people, beautiful people, you know what I'm saying, beautiful people or nice bar, they got a lot going for them, is really fucking insecure and got low self-esteem. Like you'd be amazed to be some beautiful people, men and women, and got shit going for them, but they're with a motherfucker that they're doing much better than, like, and they drive is better, they trying to be something, but just because they got low self-esteem or insecure, it will make them stay in their relationship as well.
Yeah.
That could be true. That could be very true. And again, that comes from a history, that comes from a past, that comes from somewhere. So when you're thinking of a toxic person and then that person in a toxic relationship, it usually is always that first domino that fell, and everything else leads to the person that you're meeting at that time, right? So yeah, and I do know a lot of beautiful women. I know handsome men that do have certain insecurities. And it may not always be the person that they with that caused that. But on the flip side, the person that they're with also can't always help with that either. There's some insecurities you're going to have to deal with on your own. Your partner may not be able to always assist with that, because this is going to sound very Iyanla Vanzant, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It can be oppressive to put that burden on the person that you're dating to fix or care or coddle an insecurity that you've had for years prior before them. That's not their responsibility. That's something that you have to heal within yourself. If you don't, you become toxic to that person.
So
It's
let me
not
True.
So
Go ahead.
let me ask y'all this: not to go in details or put your business out. So the people that's I wish Mel was still here. Sean and Stacks ain't really talking, but the last toxic relationship, if you was in one, what was that? What was that breaking point that was like, yo, I'm done. What was that like, yo, after this, I can't do no more. Did y'all have that breaking point?
Yeah, I
I
already
had
told y'all.
that point.
Hold on. Mel coming back. Mel, did you hear the question? Mel, did you hear the question?
Repeat the question.
All
No,
right,
I
so
didn't. I'm
I'm
sorry.
All right, so everybody that's that was involved in a toxic relationship, whether it was current or a long time ago, not give too much of your personal business, but what was that one thing that was that breaking point, that event or that thing that happened that you was like, yo, I can't fucking do no more. I gotta leave, and you start making the taking the steps to leave. If anybody care to share.
Man, well, you know what? I tell you,
So
when a
I
girl
can
left
go
me,
first.
I got wait a minute, hold on. I get this in real quick, right? I'll tell you when a girl left me, right? And I didn't even know I was toxic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mark.
Yeah. Huh?
Let her go. Don't do that.
What? I just say I was gonna do it quick, that's all.
No, hey, Mark, you will not do shit quick though.
All right, go ahead.
Go
Let
ahead.
that
Go
man
ahead, Mel.
talk.
Thank you, Tina B. I appreciate that. I was gonna let him have his moment to shine.
That wasn't a shining moment, but all right.
But no, I knew that for my situation, my children. I knew that I needed to be a role model for my children, for my son. I have a 17-year-old son who is a bright, amazing young man. I knew that I needed to have a role model for him in the household. I knew that I didn't want my daughter to go through the things that I was going through in the situation that I was in. So when I knew that my breaking point was when it was time for me to go, is when I needed to break that generational curse. I didn't want my children to see a toxic relationship. I didn't want my son to see, how his mother was being treated in the situation that he was in. And so I knew it was time to go when it was starting to affect my children. And that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. You want to be parents. You want to be the role model for your children. You want to make sure that at the end of the day that your children are set up for success, that your children are good. And so, it was time for me to walk away. It was time to pay that retainer's fee when my situation was, see, that's important at the end of the day. Parents have to understand that it's bigger than you. Your life is bigger than you. When you bring other people into this world, it's easy to stay together. It's easy to stay together and be in a toxic relationship, but do you want your children to repeat the same things that you're doing? So I could have stayed together. I could have stayed in the situation that I was in, but I wanted my son to do better, and I wanted my daughter to know better. And so at the end of the day, I know I had to exit stage. I knew I had to exit stage right.
Hear that?
Anybody else?
Mark, you could go now.
All right. Oh no, no. You know what? I noticed when I was toxic, but I ain't noticed till after we was done. You never notice when you in this shit, right? But my whole thing was I was just like, listen, look, I don't cheat, and I make the money. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she should kind of accept the other shit from me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, I don't cheat. You know what I mean? And I buy her shit, so we should be good, right? And then when she told me, she was just like, yo, like she threw all these damn bags at me and clothes and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, why you tripping? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, I'm with you. I ain't with nobody else. She was just like, yo, you don't never have time for me. You always in the street. You always doing this and that. I'm like, yo, but I buy you shit and I don't cheat. What is the problem? Right? And she was just like, you know what? I'm done. And she really was done with me, and I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm just like, yeah, I mean, but yo, like I buy you shit and I don't cheat. What's the problem? Like I couldn't, in my mind could not wrap my head around this shit because I'm just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? I come get you from work, got the wheel clean and all that. You know what I mean? Buy you what you want, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? You're gonna have to give me my time, you know what I mean, to do what I want to do, you know what I'm saying? And she was just like, yo, you ain't never around. I'm just like, well, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was just my attitude back then. But when I noticed it, that's toxic. That's just that's toxic all the way around. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I grew up from that shit. But I thought, if you had the money, you called all the shots no matter what. And
Hey Mark, is grown niggas 30, 40, 50, 60 still believe that? I mean, still feel that way nowadays. So
I feel bad for them then. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean,
well, Merv, real quick, I'm gonna piggyback off of what Mel said, and it's a little different. I don't consider my relationship with my ex-wife toxic. But it got to the point where I had to leave because I was starting to lose myself. We had a kid, and I didn't like the person I was becoming as far as what my son was seeing being in that type of relationship. So I made the sacrifice though, because I mean, in that instant, of course, like most instances, she became the custodial parent. But I was really just losing myself, trying to stay in that marriage. And of course it had residual effects going forward and stuff like that. But my son is 21. We have a very good relationship. But it's all, I mean, even it takes guts to leave those type of relationships, because there's always collateral damage. Mm-hmm. And residuals that you got to deal with at the end of the day. So that's my story.
Yeah,
I'm next. Becky, you straight? You saying something? Or you straight? I'm assuming you good, right? You good, right? Or you?
Well, yeah. I'll answer quickly. I'm kind of the same thing with Mel. For me, it was when I realized that I was raising my child by myself. And there was really no need for me to still be with somebody and raise my child by myself. That was pointless. And it wasn't emotionally stimulating anymore. I wasn't happy. It was work dealing with this person. Like I had to literally rev myself up to engage this person in any way. So at that point, if I have to work just to even say hello to you or even just be in the same space as you, if I feel it in my spirit that it's work, it's time to go. And especially for me, because I was already raising my daughter by myself anyway. There's no need for you to be here. So I literally, my leaving wasn't just emotional. It was also physical. I was living in New York at the time. And I literally packed whatever I had in the space I was living. I packed up my car, grabbed my kid, and I ended up in North Carolina. Literally within a 7-day difference. I was living in New York one day, and I was like, I can't do this no more. I'm over it. And the next week, I had already packed up everything I had and my kid, and I was out. So
Damn.
it's that quick. So when I realized that I had to muster up energy just to be in your space and deal with you, it was time for me to go. And I never went back to New York after that. I've been here in North Carolina for the past 7 years.
All right, so mine has to do with kid as well, with kids. So funny story. Cosby Show raised me, right? So listen, I wanted Claire Huxtable, I wanted 5 kids and all this shit. I ain't want no fucking baby mom. You know what I'm saying? I wanted a fucking, whoever had my kid, that's who the fuck I wanted to be with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, my parents got divorced. They wasn't together when I was young. You know what I'm saying? But when I was young, I wanted a 2-parent house. I wanted to be able to go home and see mom and dad and shit. But both my parents, there was alpha male, alpha female. Them niggas needed to be divorced, or they're gonna kill each other. So I'm glad they got divorced. So back to my point. What hit me was like, I gotta let that shit go. When me and my child's mother, we were trying to make it work, but we were just like, it became like arguing and just disagreeing and fighting became normalized. It was normalized. All to the point where it would be defenders like, yo, it's love-hate relationship. That's what you do. Like, and when I realized that me trying to be with her mom was me being selfish, I was telling myself I'm doing it for my kid. When I wasn't doing it for my kid, I was really doing it for myself.
Yeah.
And when I realized that my kid would never see a productive mom and dad relationship because we just didn't have it. And then so she would see a relationship that's distant, not really talking to each other, not really hanging each other. And when she grew up, she would think that's normal. So when I finally was able to accept that and be like, it'll be best for me to be with somebody else, possibly, which you can see how a relationship is supposed to be. When I came to that conclusion, when I was able to break away from that unfortunate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we did.
Me too. You forgot about me. How you miss all this red hair?
You ain't talk. Hold on, she ain't talk. Damn,
y'all's was more mature than mine, so I got to be the immature one.
Yo, mine wasn't mature at all. Like, you know.
Okay, well, me and Mark, I don't got no kids, but I get what y'all saying, and I'm learning and I'm listening. So I hope, when that time come, I could do this. I hope I don't have to go through that, but I hope that if I do, I definitely took in what y'all all said about, especially with children. Like, I don't play when it come to kids. So yeah. Mine was in my 20s. I dated my best friend. They say date your best friend, marry your best friend. Now I do not believe in that shit at all. This is my best friend since elementary school. And we finally got together in our, 18, 19 or whatever. We were together for 7 years. We went through hell and back.
Y'all was Rudy and Bud.
There's love. And we know everything about each other. I could be in the bathroom while he's taking a shit. All that, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No problem. Like, everything. We done went through everything. I'm an open book. Ain't no shame for me to tell y'all my story. We planned the child. I was pregnant, miscarriage. She was cheating on me the whole time during the pregnancy. I know I lost the baby for stress and all that other stuff. I got arrested for him. A fight broke out at his birthday party. I should have followed my instinct because I wasn't even supposed to go. And he begged me to come. And when I literally tell you, the cops thought that we was the ones fighting and we wasn't, and they just saw a crowd of people, and I got arrested because the cop tried to assault him and push his head, like hit his head into my car. And I asked the cop for his badge number, and the cop took offense to that and arrested me. Charged me with resisting arrest. That got dismissed, but that was a lie. And the cop even told me, he called me a bitch and everything, and while I was in the back, you know what I'm saying? So back seat, whatever. So he did all that, blah blah blah. Went to court. No, I got released on ROR. I went to go see him the next day because the next day was actually his birthday. Do you know he had one of the bitches he cheated on at his house?
Oh,
wow.
Like, nigga, after all I just went through, and it wasn't long. I was locked up for like probably 24 hours or whatever. But you took my car and everything. I had to wake my family up to bring the spare key to come get my car because you took my keys, my debit card, all that other shit.
That's crazy.
And I still go to your house with your birthday cards, and you got the other chick at your house, your family house with your mama there.
Ooh.
Like, when I say
he just don't give a fuck.
I was so calm, gave him his happy birthday cards. He was mad that I was there. What you doing here? And I'm looking at him like, yo, I know this not happening. Like, I was having an out-of-body experience moment. And I was so calm, but I was wicked. And I drank a cup of Henny. I said, let me get some of your bogey. I knew the bitch because I told her if I ever see her, I'm going to beat the shit out of her. This is real talk. For real. And I was calm. I was so calm. And that's when you know that I'm going to react, when I'm calm as fuck. And I passed him back the lighter after I pulled the cigarette. And I said, boop, 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 boop. Pop that bitch 5 times in the face. I swear to God. And I whooped her ass at his mother house. And they was trying to break us up. And the rage, I couldn't let go. One of his friends picked me up, and I would not let go of this girl. Her blood was on my jacket. I would not let go. So when his friend is bringing me down the steps, they're pulling her back, and her hair gets released in my hand because my fist is still closed. And I got in the car, and I left. And I went to my girlfriend's house. She was she got married to another friend of mine. So I have 2 friends that got married each other. And I said, I feel good. I know it sounds crazy, but
it is. No, it doesn't. It is crazy. It doesn't sound crazy. It is.
Don't sound crazy.
There are
at all.
people that release anger that way. In that moment, after 7+ years, I felt like the world got lifted off my shoulder. I ain't never looked back to date that nigga again. And we cool. If I see him, hey, how you doing? He'll hit me every now and then. He got 2 children by somebody else. He going through hell, and I don't wish that on nobody. That's how you know you have forgiven somebody and moved on. Only when you still want them to hurt too, that's when you have not moved on. When you have forgiven and moved on with your life, you don't wish bad on nobody. And I have wholeheartedly forgiven that man. And I don't want nothing relationship-wise to do with him. I feel sorry for the shit he going through in his life now. If he want to call me and talk and vent, he do it every now and then, once in a blue moon. He asks me how my mama doing, and this and the third. But at that moment, when I did that to that girl, I was done. It's like I dealt with so much with him that she ended up getting the butt of everything. He cheated on me so many times with different people. So I just released all that anger and energy out on her, unfortunately. But I felt
she
good.
caught the volcano.
And I moved.
That's what it
That
sound
was my
like.
breaking point, and I moved on.
Damn.
All right.
Sean, you want to tell? You want?
You can't even get it out.
Sean never been toxic, right?
Never.
Yeah.
I don't. No drama, man.
Yeah,
no
okay.
drama in my life.
Hey, Ingrid, play Jay-Z real quick. Play Jay real quick.
That's not even toxic. That's looking for something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not toxic. That's love.
That's funny.
Yo, but really good show tonight, everybody. Yo, we had a chance to get everyone involved. Merv and Mark came through in the clutch. I was getting worried because Mel, Tina, and Becca was going bananas. You know what I mean? So I was getting really worried. I was more worried if Merv was gonna come on here and just get crazy, because Stacks, we know Merv can tap into that different level, man. It's like, yo, it can get ugly really quick.
But let it go off the damn chain, man.
I know. I think it was a success because he didn't go into that different level, man. It was getting there. It was getting there, but we didn't get him there.
Merv. We love you, Merv.
And Sean, let me say, Mark, you know I just be busting your chops, nigga, even though you get on my nerves.
Yo, Mark is going to get into the pillow.
I don't even be doing nothing. Like, I don't even be doing nothing.
It's all love. It's all love. Hearts.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
Hey, see, Mark. Hey, Mark, you gotta get used to it because you ain't deal with that shit growing up because you're light skinned. But when you're a dark skinned nigga, you get teased and shit. You know what I mean? I'm immune to this shit, nigga. You gotta deal to it. Nigga, I'm built for this.
Absolutely.
We're not subscribing to this colorism,
so,
ladies
yo,
and
I'm gonna go
gentlemen.
around the horn real quick. Yes, because we got Mark and Becca up there, light and bright. My bad, Becca.
It's like it's Kendrick Lamar complexion.
Yeah. It's the light. I'm really dark skinned, like I'm Lupita.
The bars.
It's the light.
The bars family.
No, you're not.
Yo, so I'm gonna start with you,
yellow.
Mel. I wanna go to Mel first. So Mel, what are your closing remarks for tonight? And first of all, thank you for hopping on and being a trooper second week in a row. Yo, we really appreciate that. Thank you. Absolutely. We be reaching out again. So what are your closing remarks for tonight?
You know, I just want to say, if you are in a toxic relationship, understand that life is too short to lose your hair. Get out while you can and start focusing on yourself. Build the love that you have in yourself and be ready to live the rest of your life with somebody that's meant for you, that's compatible for you, that should be with you. So that's just my closing remark. Live your life. Live your best life. And if you know you're in a toxic relationship, don't let your hair fall out. Don't let your kids suffer before you decide to move on with your life.
Absolutely. Any advice for Merv?
Oh, gracious. He just needs to have another shot. We'll get some counseling.
Try Jesus.
And yes, find Jesus. Thank you. Glory. Hallelujah.
Don't try me.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yo, Becca, what are your parting shots for the night? What are your closing remarks?
I would encourage anyone to honor themselves. If you feel like this toxic situation is too much for your spirit and for your mental health and for your peace, to leave. It is better to miss that person for a short time than to kill yourself emotionally for a long time.
Facts. That's really good. Any advice for Merv?
Keep hope alive.
Yo, Tina B, the book is coming out in, I think it's July. The book is coming out uncut, raw, and uncensored. So, any closing remarks from you, Tina B?
Man, there are people out here that suffer from depression. I definitely was one of them, especially in 2019. Pray, man. God is real. God is real. When you fall and it's to the point where there's nowhere else to turn, you can't even talk to anybody. All you got is tears. Pray. And it's okay to walk away. Some people feel that guilt. Like, if I leave, this person did it, stuff like that. There's people that say, oh, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. And you living with that, oh, no, I can't leave because I don't want them to happen to you. It's okay to walk away. When you're in a toxic situation, it's okay to walk away. If you are already suffering from depression, heal before you even try to get into a situation. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's negative energy, no matter if you love them, can bring you down too. That could bring you back into a sunken place. And you don't want that. But let me tell you, God is everything. just pray.
Absolutely.
And he will bring you out. I promise you, he will bring you out. When you are that low and broken, you pray, he will bring you out of that shit. And that's my word.
Absolutely.
Let the church say amen.
Any words of advice for Mark?
Mark, stop being a hoe.
Oh,
Whoa.
You're right.
Like Mark, I feel like Mark would be a great guy. He just kind of hard up, like he kind of cold hearted to the from these streets or whatever. And I feel like once he open his heart up a little more, he'll find the right chick that's gonna come for him. And I feel like Merv needs to give Love a second chance, because Merv seemed like a really good dude. Like he funny as hell, he goofy as hell, he like the drunk uncle, but
Damn.
Merv got a lot of love to give, and I feel like you are scoring, Merv, and I've been there, and I feel like you should Love a chance, because there's somebody out there there's somebody out there that deserves Merv.
Yo, my bad, Merv. Yo, Mark, what you got?
I was serious. Y'all done turned it into a joke.
Y'all
Lord.
motherfuckers, bro. God damn,
Yo, Mark, what you got, man?
Well, I'm gonna say two things. It's definitely cliche, but I'll say it anyway. Don't be toxic, and you know what I mean, if you deal with somebody toxic, you know what I mean, get from around them. You know what I'm saying? I've been in both situations, you know, and being toxic. When I look back at myself, the shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fun and all that, but you know, I mean, when the youngins is coming up, you know what I'm saying, they will follow your lead and follow your example. So you want to be a good example, you know what I mean, to the ones coming up under you. And you know what I'm saying, you want them to do, you know, be better than what you was doing. So even with the young men though, right? I ain't even saying like don't do your thing, but just be respectful and be responsible, you know, whatever you're doing. And if you do those two things and you have truth in there, you know what I'm saying, everything gonna be fine. You know, but that's what you got to do.
Any words for encouragement for Merv?
Man, you know what I'm saying? Merv gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, man. Y'all need to stop that, man. Merv gonna be all right, because
it's gonna be all right.
I'm like, reason why I say that, because I'm just like, yo, you know, Merv, good dude, stand up dude, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, now he might make a chick wait too long with that 2 years thing. I don't know about all that, but you know what I'm saying? I just like, yo, but if Merv needed chick and she keeping it real and everything good with him, you know what I mean? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Merv gonna press forward and everything gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen. So Merv good, he good, man.
Good deal.
You know what I'm saying? He good.
So Merv, what are your closing remarks, my man? What you got for us? All right, thanks. So Stacks, what you got?
Hey, I'll burn this motherfucker down. I'll shoot everybody in this motherfucker. Yo, you know what? I'm going to my trunk. I'm gonna get my gun. I'm gonna see all y'all motherfuckers.
Go ahead, Merv.
What you got, man?
Yo,
you got the stage, Merv. It's all you.
Yo, hey, but nah, y'all said some good shit, man. Part 1 and part 2 was about relationships, the beginning, talking to someone, learning somebody. Then also part 2, the ending. You know, decide when it becomes toxic, when to get out. Man, for the young cats that may be watching, yo, look, ask questions you never even thought about asking. Look at the intangibles. Make sure y'all compatible. See how? Make sure y'all got the same family values, same kid values, same work values, same school values. Y'all need to at least be somewhere about 70 to 80% compatible. And if you got differences, your difference should be complementary. It shouldn't be different. It shouldn't be toxic differences. Also, one thing that we don't look at, and when you're young, you don't really think about that shit. You think about that shit. A nigga 40 now. Excuse me, a nigga 40 now. So one thing I look back now on is like the time I wasted dealing with a motherfucker that didn't deserve it. Yo, like I could get my credit fixed. I could get my money back. I could have another kid. I could find another female. I could build another house. But one thing you cannot get back is when you wasted time on a motherfucker that did not deserve your motherfucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's real
that's
shit.
real.
That real shit, Merv. Any advice you want to give to yourself?
You know what? I tell myself. I talk to myself. I have conversations and shit. You know, sometimes I talk to Jesus. Then sometimes I just sit in the mirror and talk to myself. You know what I tell myself? Nigga scared to answer.
Yeah, we scared.
We are afraid, very afraid. What do
Patreon
you
is
tell
coming up.
yourself, Merv?
Yo,
He
Patreon
probably
and
kisses the
OnlyFans
mirror.
only.
Hey,
I love you.
no. But I wasn't gonna say no Merv shit. I was gonna give y'all a Marvin answer. Now, one of the things why I've been through some bullshit, but one thing I always tell myself, yo, keep the faith, because no matter what, everything gonna be all right. Boom.
Everything's gonna be
That's
all
good.
right.
There you go, Merv.
Everything's gonna be
There you
all
go,
right.
Merv.
Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be
My
all
goodness.
right.
And then you go back.
Hey!
Who was that?
Amen.
Yo, Stacks, what you got for us, man?
Good show, ladies and gentlemen. I put something on my Facebook page today that I hold very dear. I really do believe, and I said, be a blessing to someone on a consistent basis, and you will be eternally blessed. I really believe that it's part of that good side of karma. I celebrate the ladies and gentlemen that's on this podcast tonight. Just because it's our month. I know people say Black History Month is 365, but I celebrate y'all as my beautiful Black sisters and brothers. I appreciate every single one of you. We have come such a long way. Let's continue to ride this motherfucker until the wheels fall off. That's all I got.
Any advice for Merv?
Any advice for Merv? Get a vasectomy, man. We don't need no more youths in the world, man.
God damn. Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
Nah. I mean none of that shit, man. I've been drinking this Jack. My bad. Hey, man, keep doing you. That's my real advice.
Jackass.
Whoa. Yo, Merv, we appreciate you, man. Regardless of what Stacks just said, we appreciate you. But I think he might be onto something. My closing remarks is, again, thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you all for the participation. I thank the ladies for going in, not holding back. It got a little raunchy, so we got to figure something out, a different platform, and probably to work out to make this thing look. I see y'all can really get into that bag. One thing I would say for anyone that was listening, and also for all of you on a call tonight, the biggest thing you got to fix yourself. If you got to get all the toxic tones out of your body, levels out of your body, right, before you get into a relationship, because a lot of times
Drink purple juice.
You attract what you are at times, right? So when you get into these toxic relationships, it may be traces of toxicity in your own system that you may need to flush out yourself. So be careful about that, because if you're not right, you're going to attract someone who's not right as well, because you're looking for someone to balance you out, and you may not be balanced within. So one thing I've learned when I was younger, just being around, again, I told you guys before, my grandmother and my mother raised me, and they raised me to be a man of principle, a man of caring, a man that was going to take care of the family. And I became like the patriarch of the family at a very young age. And one thing I learned through that is, in order for me to be the right person for my Wiz and for my daughter, I have to make sure that I flush out any toxic levels out of my system, so I don't poison her and turn her into being a toxic person as well. And I say that because a lot of times we create toxic things in our relationship, but not even knowing it, because we're doing some weird things of being vindictive. We're being undercover vindictive, if you will. And we're doing some little weird stuff just to get on your mates or your person's or your lover's nerves on purpose, because you're mad about something that you don't want to talk about. And men are guilty of that. Women are guilty of that as well. Men, we have a lot of pride. We don't like to talk about things. Sometimes we hold things in, and it come out. And when it comes out, it come out the wrong way. And women are the same way. So fix yourself first. Make sure that you're right from within before you get into a relationship that can potentially be toxic for both of you. So with that said, your shout out to Facebook.
Both of who? For both of who?
Huh?
You said both of yous?
Both of you.
Nigga, did you put an S after you, like YOUS?
Oh my
You
God.
said both of
Why
yous?
wouldn't you?
So
Anyhow,
what is that?
shout out to Facebook. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to Blackjack TV channel 199 Mile High Radio. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Blackjack TV channel 199. That's on Zingo TV. You can download the app, and we're on there all throughout the day. You can watch all the shows. You can also go to our Instagram. It's on our page as well. You can go to Twitter. You can see us on Instagram anytime. You can see us on Facebook and Zingo TV, Blackjack Channel 199. And you can also hear us on Mile High Radio as well. And we got some other things in the work. For the listeners out there who are listening to our shit tonight to see if we can be part of the family, thank you all. Really appreciate that. I'm not going to shout you out because I said I won't do that. But thank you for listening anyhow. I saw you was in the comments. And I saw you in the viewership the entire night, so we appreciate that. And again, I salute to all of you. Thank you all for having a good show tonight. It was entertaining. Mel, we'll be hitting you up again. So, hey, let's do it again, fellas and ladies. Peace.
Bye.
Salute.
Good night, everyone.
Ali, peace, y'all.